Everything you need to know about extinction. You've probably heard the term extinction before, but do you know exactly what it means? Extinction is simply the process of a species or group of animals no longer existing, meaning there are none of them alive anymore. If an animal is becoming extinct, it is referred to as endangered, meaning that there are small quantities of that animal that still exist. There are professionals whose job it is to protect these animals and preserve the wildlife who have limited numbers in order to hopefully repopulate them. So why do animals become extinct? One reason is human behavior. The way that we behave as humans has a major effect on the wildlife population. For example, many places that animals consider to be their homes are being ruined by those who do not consider the consequences of their actions. The place that a particular animal lives is called their habitat. Some behaviors that harm habitats are agriculture expansion, water expansion, and waste and sewage mining. These are human behaviors that happen all the time, and we must consider the consequences that these have on animal populations. Many animals have gone extinct due to a loss of habitat, including Formosan clouded leopard, Sphinx macaw, the cryptic tree hunter, and the Mount Glorious torrent frog, just to name a few. The Formosan clouded leopard lived only in Taiwan, which is located in Asia and was declared to be extinct in 2013. The reason its species was unable to live any longer was due to the fact that they lost their food source, the lowland forests in Taiwan. This forced the animal to look elsewhere for food outside of its habitat, but unfortunately this did not sustain them. There's an acronym called HIPPO, Habitat Invasive Species, Pollution, Population, Overharvesting, that is used to provide some insight as to how animals begin to slip into extinction. All of these are ways that human behavior can diminish animal life here on Earth. Some animals dangerously close to extinction, endangered, include the black rhino, around 5,600 left, African wild dog, around 1,400, Amur leopard, around 84 left, and the Sunda tiger, less than 400 left. Humans should be conscious of the ways that their behaviors are impacting these species so we can prevent them from not fully being on Earth anymore. The I in HIPPO stands for invasive species. What's an invasive species? An invasive species is defined as an animal, plant, disease, or insect that relocates to a new area and disrupts other living things that already inhabit that area. Burmese pythons, for example, have had a major impact on our ecosystem, specifically in Florida. Why is that? This is because they compete with the wildlife that is native to that particular area and set up their homes in areas where those animals go to scavenge for food. Burmese pythons actually prefer to be near bodies of water to search for their own food due to the fact that it is also where animals such as raccoons go to look for something to eat. The extreme decline of mammals in Everglades National Park in South Florida has been found to have a connection with these pythons. This is just another way that species become extinct. The preservation of species is of great importance, especially seeing as the more animals we lose, the less balance we have within nature's ecosystem. Each species plays a role, and when that role is emptied, there will have to be a replacement. This could be very damaging to the system. For instance, forests and grasslands would slowly start to die because there are no animals around to help naturally pollinate and naturally decompose the environment. What are some useful systems that work to prevent extinction from happening? Aquaponics is one of them. Aquaponics preserves the fish species by producing healthy fish that do not contain mercury or radiation. This means they'll live longer. The system also minimizes our environmental footprint by allowing us to use up to 90% less water when growing crops, and enables us to grow food for our fish that is all natural, which is much better for them. Food can be grown even without much access to space, and you can rest easy knowing that you are eating food that is free of chemicals and fully organic. Despite the price of upkeep that comes from the high energy costs associated with the constantly running LED lights, especially in larger systems, aquaponics undoubtedly helps to lessen our environmental footprint and preserve our environment. As humans, we must consider the consequences of our behaviors on animal populations before it's too late and extinction occurs.